Hello everyone. Now let's try to create IAM roles before we launch our ECS cluster. What are those roles? Let us see one by one. We have to go to the service called IAM. In the IAM service, we have to use a resource called roles. Now in order to create a new role, we have to select create role. In this, what are the roles that we have to create? First, I want to create IAM instance role, which will be used by your EC2 instances in order to enhance some particular functionalities to do certain actions while we are launching our ECS cluster from the management console. As part of it, we have to create a role for EC2 instance. Then what is the service we have to select here? It has to be ECS, Elastic Container Service. Select the service. In this, we have totally 4 options. Again, which one we have to pick out of this? The last one. EC2 role for Elastic Container Service. Allow EC2 instances in the ECS cluster to access ECS. For that reason, we are creating this role. And then next. Now by default, we can see the policy which has to be attached to this role, which is Amazon EC2 Container Service for EC2 role. And then next, specify the name. For example, I want to give ECS instance role as a name. After that, if you want, you can modify this description. It's up to you because it is optional. And if you scroll down, we can say create. With this action, we have successfully created our EC2 instance role. Now, what is the next one? The next role what we have to create is, it is called as ECS task execution role. Let's create that. Again, we have to select create role, AWS service. And then what is the service we have to use it for? Again, Elastic Container Service. Now, which one we have to select under this particular Elastic Container Service? We have to choose task. Elastic Container Service task allows ECS task to call AWS services on behalf of you. That's the purpose why we are creating a role. And for this particular role, we have to attach which policy. Let me search with the name ECS. Out of this, we have to give ECS task execution role policy. That is mandate. And for example, the task which you are trying to create may wants to communicate to Elastic Container Registry, which we'll discuss later. At that time, we have to attach a policy called ECR power user. I think you can search with the name Container Registry, and here we can see power user. At the time, we have to select this as well. I am selecting now itself. And one more option that we have to select is CloudWatch. I think CloudWatch. Let me specify that name. And here we have plenty of policies which are related to CloudWatch. In this, which one we have to select? I would go for full access. Where is it? I think it is in second page. Yeah, full access. Now this is an optional one. If you want to enable container insights to monitor the logs and metrics of your services that you are trying to spin up on the ECS cluster, then definitely we have to enable this option. But not full access, technically speaking. For now, I'm giving full access. That's all. And then let us say next. On total, how many policies we are trying to attach? The mandate one is task execution role policy. Apart from that, I'm trying to attach container registry power user and CloudWatch full access. And now let me specify the name. I would give here ECS task execution role as a naming convention. Task spelling here. Done. If you want, you can change the description. And finally, create. We can see The role has been successfully created as per our requirement. Now, once this activity was done, we have to go back and launch our ECS cluster. For the previous policy what we have created, which is ECS instance role, let me try to attach CloudWatch policy. For what reason? Because the container instances want to send a logs to the CloudWatch. For that we have to create a policy. I don't want to give full access to the CloudWatch. I just want to give limited access, and that particular policy I want to attach it to the role called ECS instance role. How to do that? Either we can create an inline policy or we can create a customer managed policy from here. We have to select create policy. Instead of using JSON editor, I will be using Visual Editor. Here, let us select CloudWatch. We can say logs. In this, what are the permissions I want to select? Let us say, instead of read, I will just give write. Let me search for create log stream, this one, and then create log group, and then put log events, and then describe log streams. I think describe will not be available here. We have to go for read. Even read is not available. Let me go here in the list. Describe log streams, where we can see that deliveries are there here, log streams. On total, how many actions we have selected? 4. And then we have to give all. And then finally, next. After that, let me give some name. I would say here CloudWatch instance logs. I would say here ECS instance log. It will be so specific. Now let me specify the description. I would say let me write a description like container instances can send log data to CloudWatch logs. Review and then create. After this policy was created, you can pick this name, go back to the roles, select the role to which you want to associate it, which is ECS instance role. Under the policies, we can select add permissions. Under that, we can see add policies. Then search for the policy. Select add policies. Now the CloudWatch policy what we have created has been associated to this particular role. This is what we have to do. Thank you.